News Channel 5 at 11 is brought to you by Ohio Edison. Now, from the most watched news team in Ohio, this is News Channel 5 at 11.
And he hits it in the air down the right field line and into the corner. And just like last night, gone. Same spot. To deep center field where it's 405 and gone.
Hey, Cleveland, it's now on to Atlanta. The Indians' bats deliver in a big way to keep the Tribe alive in the World Series. And what do you know about that? It's finally happening. It's been another thrilling, nail-biting, gut-wrenching kind of night at Jacobs Field. Good evening. I'm Ted Henry.
And I'm Lorna Barrett. Our Indians were down, but certainly not out tonight. We've been saying that all day. Sports Director Bob Stevens joins us now with more on how the Indians beat up on the Braves. Mike Hargrove got his birthday present.
He really did, didn't he? I like the cliches, nail-biting and gut-wrenching, a whole lot better than backs to the wall and do or die, huh? The Tribe certainly did tonight. In this miracle year, you figured the Tribe would need a miracle against the best pitcher in baseball, Greg Maddux, but all the Indians really needed was to finally start playing like the Indians. Bottom of the first inning, Albert Bell goes the other way for the second straight night. This time a two-run homer off Maddux. Oral Hershiser held it up until the top of the fourth when punch and Judy hitter Luis Polonia punches one out of the park to make it 2-1. The big inning was the fifth. The Braves tie the game on this Marquise Grissom bouncer in front of the plate that Hershiser can't pick up, but they get no more. Then in the bottom of the sixth against Maddux with two out, two quiet bats in this series awoke. Jim Thome rips a single to center to score Carlos Baerga, and Manny Ramirez lines a single to right field to score Albert Bell. 4-2 Indians. Jim Thome then adds an eighth inning home run right here that had to go at least 450 feet. It went halfway to Atlanta. Well, Ryan Klesko hit a two-run homer in the ninth. That was not enough. Jose Mesa takes him the rest of the way. Tribe wins Game 5 by a score of 5-4. Let's now go live to the Tribe's dugout. Newey Scruggs joining us in a madhouse at Jacobs Field. Newey?
This one was very close to call. I was sitting right there along the first baseline with a couple of fans in the front row, and when Ryan Klesko hit that shot, you almost had the feeling of, oh my gosh. But Jose Mesa stayed true, as he always says. He came through with the save. I sat and talked to Mike Hargrove just right here, just us two alone. He's a very relieved man and definitely happy to be going back to Georgia. We're looking at Oral Hershiser right now, who's talking to ESPN. You know, all these natural vultures, Bob. I mean, all the national guys come in here and they take all the local guys from us. But Matt Underwood is working inside. We're going to try and get some post-game from some of these guys to talk about going back to Atlanta for Game 6.
Newey, these guys are going back to Atlanta now thinking like they can win. I mean, they're not just going back for the ride now with this kind of momentum.
Oral Hershiser gave them the lift like he did in Seattle, and all you can say is they definitely have Georgia on their mind now.
All right, Newey Scruggs, who will join us a little later on in the show with more guests as we talk Tribe tonight. Big win in Game 5 of the
Bob,
series.
you've seen them all. This has to be one of the most delicious victories for the Tribe probably ever.
Yeah, I wish I'd have been rolling tape at home because I want to watch this on a snowy night in January.
Over again. Thanks, Bob. Back to you in just a few minutes. Win or lose, there's still special Tribe fans at tonight's ball game, invited to the big show by Indians owner Dick Jacobs, no less. Arden and Emma Copley, Coley, that is, of Niles, Ohio, have seen it all when it comes to Indians baseball. And News Channel 5's Joe Paganakis joins us now live inside Jacobs Field with all the hoopla still going on there to bring us this incredible story. Joe, I guess you could say this special couple made baseball history tonight.
No question about it, Ted. So did about 43,000 other fans who have not left Jacobs Field. This party will continue for at least another couple of hours. This is the last official game here at the Jake, and the fans are definitely savoring it, especially Emma and Arden Coley of Niles, Ohio. They were there in 1932 when Municipal Stadium opened up. They were there in 48 and 54 for the series. So, Ted, it's only fitting that Emma and Arden would be here tonight.
78-year-old Arden Coley had to be wheeled into tonight's World Series game at Jacobs Field, his wife Emma at his side.
I was hoping to be here because I was here in 48 for 2, 54 for 2, 54, they lost the last game. I hope they don't lose it tonight.
You see, Arden has been going to Indians games since he was just 6 years old. He's seen the good times and, of course, plenty of the bad times. Emma and Arden were there when both Municipal Stadium and Jacobs Field opened their doors. And now in '95, it's Indians owner Dick Jacobs himself who comes through in the clutch with 2 World Series tickets.
I talked to Charla, Mr. Jacobs' secretary, and she said she was sending them down priority mail and that I'd have them this morning, and they came at 9 o'clock, and I was a nervous wreck until they got to my door.
And so, win or lose, the Coley family has plenty to cheer about. A brick on the Jacobs Field walkway, a lifetime of Indians memories, a trip to yet another World Series, and most importantly, 50 years together.
I do thank God. I especially thank my wife.
Well, you know, we just celebrated our golden wedding anniversary 2 weeks ago.
Happy anniversary, and yet they get another gift here in the form of an Indians victory. And look at the fans out here, Ted and Laura.
Holy
It's
cow!
incredible.
Hey,
They
Joe.
have not left this place. Go ahead, Ted.
You're just a young pup as a reporter. As far as dog years and reporter years go, you're just a new kid on the block. Tell
That's
me
right.
about your emotions. What did you feel during the electrifying home runs and then the end of the ball game and all the cheering? From your own perspective, just tell it as it is.
Ted, I'm going to tell you, my feet are off the ground. If I wasn't wearing these shoes right here, I would swear I'd be floating right now. It's amazing. People are chanting and cheering. They haven't left. They have a renewed faith in the tribe. Who knows? It could be the KC Royals or the Pittsburgh Pirates all over again. Both of those teams coming back from a 3-1 deficit to win it all. You never know, Ted.
Joe, you warm my heart. I've never seen a reporter take his shoe off as a prop in 23 years of reporting for TV5.
It's kind of the Khrushchev thing, you know? Bang against the field. Maybe they'll do something. I don't know.
Hey, I was down there for 6.5 innings. My heart went pitter-patter all night long, and I had to leave to come back here. But it's such a thrill to watch it, whether you're there in person or on the tube. What a great night for Cleveland. As I told Bob, it's got to be one of the best endings to a baseball game for Cleveland I've ever seen.
It is incredible, Ted, and no one would know better than you. You've been around here a long time. You know the feeling. It's been a long time for Cleveland, hasn't it?
Joe, you're a great guy. You work very hard. Enjoy the rest of the evening down there. Thanks a whole lot.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Let's all take our shoes off now. Well, the Indians weren't the only winners at Jacobs Field tonight. St. Vincent de Paul Elementary in Elyria also won by raising more than $1,000 at the game, money that will now go towards school supplies. Catherine Boyd joins us from Jacobs Field to explain how they did it. Catherine, what a night.
I'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute, but first I have to show you this crowd. Take a look behind me here. Look at these fans pouring out. I hope you can hear the car horns. This is incredible. I just want to take a second and let you listen to this. As Joe said, it is just so exciting. His feet, if his shoes were on, off the ground, same thing here. It is just incredible. Now back to this group, they're incredible too. Earlier today, they were inside Jacobs Field. They're probably inside still now, but they weren't there to watch the World Series game. Instead, they were there to serve food. And you know what? They said it was well worth it.
Hi, how can I help you?
Paulette Hammonds is a full-time mom, but this night she traded her housework for fast food work.
There's 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you, and go Tribe!
Paulette didn't get to see any of the World Series game, but that wasn't why she was here anyway. She was here to raise money for St. Vincent de Paul Elementary in Elyria. She and 21 other volunteers did just that by serving food from this booth at the Jake.
How can I help you?
And nonprofit organizations can make a pretty penny from manning one of these stands. They get 10% on food, 8% on beer, and this organization, well, they expect to make more than $1,000 tonight. The ballpark is now considering extending the program to all games next year.
Get your beer here!
Even though these volunteers didn't get to see any of the game, they did get to feel the thrill of just being at the World Series.
It's exciting. It is so exciting. Just being here in the atmosphere and all the people, and it's just great. It's just absolutely wonderful.
Oh, this is great. Look at this. Hundreds of people, thousands of people just pouring out, all excited because, hey, we are still in it. And not only are we in it, now we can win it. I'm going to send it back to you guys.
Well, Catherine, we don't want to ignore you, but since Ted and I are back here Why don't you let the camera pan the crowd some more? We want to share some more of the celebration.
Oh, right. Do you mind, Jimmy? Do you mind going across a little bit more so we can get another picture? I don't know if you can see here. We have people with signs, people just pouring out the horns honking. Oh, it is just so exciting. This is great.
Well, we're back here enjoying it, so we'll just let it run a little while.
Yeah, let's just let it go.
This is Cleveland. Take it in. We deserve this.
Joe took his shoe off to express his enthusiasm. What can you do for us?
She can take her other shoe off.
Yeah. I mean, this is the time that comes probably once in your whole lifetime because it's not quite the end of the World Series, but for us, it's the life-saving moment that keeps us going. And more importantly, Lorna, as everybody knows right now, Big Mo's on our side. Momentum means everything.
Yeah. We're not going back to Atlanta just to lose the 6th game.
No, and I actually believe we're going to win it just because of what we've seen tonight. The bats have been rekindled, the enthusiasm is returned, and those players believe in themselves for the first time perhaps in this whole series.
What's our motto? We believe in Cleveland. We've been saying it all day.
And we're going to prove it to the whole community. Yeah. What a delight just to share that with you tonight, too, and to watch those people going up and down the avenue there at Carnegie and Huron. Well, still to come, we'll have much more on the Tribe, of course. Up next, investigators hit a home run against some thieves who tried to rip off World Series souvenirs.
Also coming up, Ross Perot tries to rally the troops in Ohio. Then immediately following this newscast.
I'm Forrest Sawyer. Coming up on Nightline, don't be deceived. It may look familiar, but what's going on here is bound to change your life. The budget revolution on Nightline tonight.
Police have arrested 5 people for a scheme to rip off suppliers of World Series souvenirs. Investigators say the suspects used bogus checks to get about $80,000 worth of shirts, pennants, and flags. But Cleveland fraud detectives recovered about 2/3 of the goods before the stuff hit the streets. Now 5 people are sitting in jail.
We know that they're out of California. We have 4 people under arrest. We have 1 person that was stopped in the Phoenix airport.
Investigators tell us the victims included a Cleveland business and 2 Georgia businesses. Now, these people from Georgia say if Cleveland police hadn't cracked the case, their company would have lost $10,000.
Cleveland authorities need your help in stopping an arsonist. Listen up. Authorities say that the firebug is having a field day, quite literally, on the city's east side. At least 10 vacant or abandoned homes in a 3-square-mile area have been torched. The fires were started in the daytime and usually on a Wednesday. So far, nobody has been injured. If you have any information on the arsonist, call Crime Stoppers. There's the phone number. It's 252-7463. You could get a cash reward, and all information, as always, is kept strictly confidential. An Ohio ice cream company is recalling 2 of its products tonight. Frecker's Ice Cream out of the city of Columbus says it's found contaminants that could be harmful to small youngsters and to the elderly. The products are the company's 4-ounce boxes of vanilla slices and its 2.5-ounce boxes of ice cream cones. The boxes contain the identification numbers on your screen. The company says no illnesses have been reported, but it's announced to recall to play it safe.
Ross Perot was in Greater Cleveland tonight, drumming up support for a 3rd political party. The one-time presidential candidate spoke to a large crowd at Mentor High School. Earlier, he also talked with viewers on Live on 5. Perot says Americans are fed up with the current 2-party system, and it's time for a change. Perot's Reform Party is facing a November 20th filing deadline here in Ohio.
Cuyahoga County Commission President Mary Boyle admits that she's looking at other political plans right now. Boyle announced earlier today that she will not be seeking a 4th term for the Cuyahoga County Commission. Does that necessarily mean that you'll try another run for the U.S. Senate seat?
Well, it'll be several more years before there are any state offices, and so it's premature for me to talk about anything other than that I will be looking at the possibility of seeking state office in the future.
Boyle's term does not run out until 1997, so she says that she's looking forward to still serving this county.
Well, some Brook Park residents have that sinking feeling tonight. That's because 4 homes built about 35 years ago over a bog are settling into the ground. Some have sunk nearly 5 inches. Now, the city has dispatched engineers to Leslie Drive to try to fix the problem before the houses sink anymore.
Still to come, we're going to have much more on Game 5. Oh, glorious Game 5 of the World Series at Jacobs Field, the final game of the season. Coming up next, investigators think they know what may have caused a deadly bus and train collision near Chicago.
Also coming up, actor Alec Baldwin finds himself in trouble with the law. Investigators in suburban Chicago are trying to determine if a misset traffic signal caused a deadly collision between a school bus and a train. Investigators say initial findings indicate the light failed to switch to green, keeping traffic on the tracks. The accident killed 7 students and injured more than 20.
The woman convicted of killing Tejano singing star Selena will most likely spend the rest of her life in prison. A Houston jury sentenced Yolanda Saldivar to life in prison this afternoon after 9 hours of deliberations. Saldivar must serve at least 30 years before she is eligible for parole.
The House of Representatives passed a Republican balanced budget bill tonight. The bill would shrink the federal government, cut taxes, and erase the federal deficit by the year 2002. The vote was 227 to 203. Among Ohio lawmakers, Republican Representative Stephen LaTourette of Paynesville voted against the plan. Other Republicans voted for it. And as expected, Ohio Democrats voted against it.
Police arrested movie star Alec Baldwin today after he allegedly punched a photographer. The photographer says he was trying to photograph Baldwin's wife, Kim Basinger, and their newborn baby girl near the couple's home when the attack occurred. The photographer may have a broken nose. Baldwin was taken to a nearby police station where he was booked and then released on his own recognizance.
Well, coming up next, Don Webster will have our Friday forecast.
He's going to let us know if we'll see any more rain or not.
What a day it's been. Not even the rain.
What a week, what a month.
We're drenched. Don and I had,
Oh.
you know, the great pleasure of being down there for most of the game tonight, and what a thrill. Those people were so revved up.
You
Party's still going on.
The Elvis Presley song was "I'm All Shook Up." I think we're all wrung out.
We are.
Emotionally.
From Joe Walsh singing the national anthem all the way through the very end.
Oh, we got to mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Walsh of the Eagles sang the national anthem, and he did a spectacular job
He
tonight.
was very pleased with himself. I mean,
That's
he
right.
did a real good job.
Right, and should be well pleased. Okay, it was a night to beat all nights, and I know that one guy at least is a little upset with me, and that was Bob Stevens, because when we left the station here, he said, any chance of rain before the game? And I said, no, I think we'll be okay. We'll come in until after midnight, and then I looked around, and poor Bob was standing there getting soaking wet.
I was too. I
And you
got
were getting
drenched.
So, yeah, you didn't get wet as he did. But
I had an
it
umbrella.
all passed by, and all's well, it ends well, and we are not looking forward to the bulk of this rain until, well, 2-3 hours yet, at least, before it finally gets here. Our high today was 56. Our low last night was 38. Averages 58 and 40. Last year, 52 and 41. Records were set in 1963 and in 1887. Outside now is 53. Humidity 64%. Barometer 2981. Winds are out of the south at 16 miles an hour. And you can see now that it's relatively clear over most of Ohio. Temperatures all in the 50s. There's the first little patch of rain that passed through, but the bulk of everything is still off to the west over in Indiana, moving in an easterly direction, and will be catching us a little bit later on tonight, and we'll have rain through tomorrow too. Here's what's happening now. We have this beautiful area of high pressure that drifted away and left us to this fate. Now, for the next couple of days, big cold front is rushing around the country, and over the next few hours, this is what is going to happen. By morning, this is where the front will be, and then it'll come flying through the state throughout the day tomorrow, and as it does, it'll kick off showers and thunderstorms and very strong winds. Winds out of the south at 20 to 30 miles an hour. And it'll be an extremely breezy day, so hang on to your hat tomorrow. Let's check this forecast quickly now, find out what's happening. On the lake tomorrow, winds will be out of the south at 30 to 35 knots, at least that, with a gale warning in effect. Waves 6 to 8 feet well offshore. Lake Erie water temperature 60 degrees. Cloudy and showers tonight. Winds out of the southwest, developing and building to 15 to 25 miles an hour. Low temperature of 51 degrees. And for tomorrow, showers, a high wind watch. Winds out of the south at 20 to 30, a high of 60, and the 5-day forecast looks like this, with a real nasty day tomorrow, 60 degrees. On Saturday, 45 degrees and cloudy. On Sunday, mostly cloudy and 58. Monday, partly cloudy, chance of showers, temperatures in the low 50s. Tuesday, partly cloudy and in the low 50s. And I just checked the forecast also for Atlanta, Georgia, for Saturday. They'll have clear skies for Game 6, winds out of the west. You can come back to me. You don't have to sit on that. I'm talking here, okay? Winds out of the west at 10 or 15 miles an hour. There we are.
They just found you.
Yeah, and the temperature about 60 degrees at game time.
Nice.
Good for the Indians.
Yeah.
Well, tonight, as everybody knows in the whole world, a very memorable final game of a memorable season at Jacobs Field.
Bob's got all the highlights and live reports from the ballpark when we come back.